Welcome to Folding Camper Fixes. We'll sort your snaps and mend your glitches. No fuss, no frills, just honest work. Yorkshire style with a cheeky smirk.
Well, there you go then. So today's job is we are going to replace these washers inside and out with these square plate washers. The problem we're having is, as you can see, there's a larger gap there than on the other side, so this is no longer square to the camper. What's happened is there's not enough clamping, well, there's too much clamping force on these small washers, and what happens over time is either the inside or the outside washer gets pulled into the wall. In my case, it's the inside washer that's pulled in, and I'll try and get you a picture of that once I take this grill off. So because of this, and this is common with any penine with gas struts, the older they get, the more used they get. This eventually will start to happen on I would say 90% of campers. This one's quite early, so this is why I want to get it done now. My older 2015 Penine Pathfinder, this was a lot worse, and the problem it had is it started causing this bed frame when you undid the camper to pull at an angle, which put stress on these corners and started trying to push the walls out. So if it's happening to your camper, good idea to get it done as soon as you can. So the tools and equipment we're going to need today, obviously we've got the 8 washers, 2 per side. You see one has a larger hole than the other. The larger hole is on the outside, and we'll come to that when we take the gas strut off. Cycloflex 522, you can get that from B&Q or any caravan supplies. We're going to use that to seal around the washer. Make sure we've got a watertight seal around the washer. You could use mastic as well. I prefer Cycloflex, but that's personal preference. Adjustable spanner, a set of sockets, and some G-clamps. The G-clamps are going to clamp onto the bed skirt to tie. I've got an old climbing rope that I use, but any rope will do. Use the G-clamp to clamp to this, and then tie the ropes front and rear to hold this bed vertically, because there's going to be no gas struts holding it. So the ropes are there just to keep it in place while we work on the camper and get the gas struts on and back on. Off, sorry, and back on. First thing you want to do is make sure your camper is level. Obviously my drive isn't level. If your drive is level, then this job is easier, but trying to get your camper level is essential, because you're going to need to raise the front and back beds vertically. So yeah, first job, make sure your camper's level. Now, this is definitely a job where you could do with two people, one to hold the bed pod in the vertical whilst you tie it down. But as you can see, the rope is anchored at the top, anchored to the drawbar, and then all I've done is anchored it to the centre centre pole. You could tie it to the wheel as well, entirely up to you. So in order to take this gas strut off, I don't know if you can see it on this camera, but there's a little retaining clip just here. You need to so we've clipped this retaining pin off. It is a little bit stiff. I needed to get a screwdriver to help, but just pull it out, keep that safe, as that's holding that on. So now there's still a bit of force, so I usually just get a screwdriver and just pop off the ball and socket joint. There we go. So I've just cleaned all the grease off with an old rag, just stop me getting it everywhere. We need to now take this off. Now, this is a 2018. My 2005 had a different type of bracket. It had a screw that you just clip with a large screwdriver. I couldn't tell you what year they are, but these, it's just a case of pushing the clip. On these, it's a case of just pushing the clip upwards. So push the clip upwards to reveal the thing. Now, like I say, on my 2005, that was a screw that you just turn to unlock. So yours may be one or the other, but you should be able to then pull that. Oh, sorry. On the top one, we need to remove this first by just pushing up at the bottom. Take that off. I usually just take the pipe out just to make it easier, and then there you go, just clips out to reveal the inside. So 13mm socket is the size you need, so I've got it on the back here, and just going to try and loosen it up. Now, this is where you need another spanner, because as you can see, as I turn in that, it's turning that. So I'm going to put a spanner on this side, loosen it off, and I'll get back to you once I've loosened it off, because I can't hold the camera and hold both the spanner and the socket. So sorry I couldn't hold the camera while I was doing that, but simple job. Just hold it with a spanner on the inside, on the outside, socket on the inside, and break it free. What you'll get at the end of that is, so that's what we're going to put back in. There was a washer, and there's another one of these on the inside, but it's fell into the camper. I'll get it in a sec. And your locking nut. And this is why we needed the outside washer to have a bigger hole than the inside, because as you can see, there's this lip that needs to go through. So I think the ones they've sent me have actually got the wrong hole, so I might have to ream the washer out, but I'll double check the size and I'll let you know exactly what size. I think I ordered M8 and I think that's an M10. So no problem, I can drill it out, but I'll make sure I give you the right size washers in the description. So this is what we're going to end up with. Plates on the outside, a plate on the inside, then held in place with a washer. So I'm going to get this back onto the camper there, seal it all up, and that's this side done. Okay, so it's a case of now putting the new washers on, but first we need to get rid of all the old mastic or Cycloflex that used to seal. Obviously we're going to seal this up, reseal this, but this all needs removing. What I tend to do is put some white spirit on this to help break it down, and clean it off with a cloth. Sometimes use an old Stanley blade just to scrape it. Just be careful that you don't scrape into the paintwork. But if anybody knows a better way to get rid of old Cycloflex and old mastic, please just drop it in a comment. So I've just got all that cleaned up. It actually just came off with a bit of, like I say, white spirits, and just using my thumbnail just to scrape off the old, I think it was Cycloflex, but it came off without any issue. This mark here, as you can see, this washer has started to pull in on the outside as well. This is what that groove is, and you can actually feel it, it's indented. Not to worry, we're going to put Cycloflex all over this. So next job is we're going to apply Cycloflex all over the back, just to help prevent any water ingress, but we will be sealing around the outside as well. I'm going to do the inside one as well, just to bond it to the wall. A bit hard to do one-handed, okay, so they're now liberally coated in Cycloflex, so they're going to bond to the side of the camper. It's now just going to be a case of taking our Cycloflexed and then just line it up. This is why we put quite a bit of Cycloflex on, because it does need a bit of space in there, but as you clamp it down it will pull the Cycloflex in. Just make sure it's square, and I'm just going to now add the one on the inside. So that's on. I'll clean the excess Cycloflex up before I seal it, and people can see it's on the inside as well. So now we need to put the retaining nut on. Now these do go on one way, as you can see the grooves there. This is to help it clamp down, so you need to make sure that you put the nut on correctly, so it's the flat face in. You'll be able to just screw it on finger tight, and then as soon as the thread hits those locking bars, you'll have to then sort of torque it down. We torque it down the same way we took it off. So 13mm socket again. I'm just going to pull it in tight, nice and tight. As you can see, that is now a lot straighter than it was, and tighten it up. We've got a bit of Cycloflex coming out, which is great. We'll use that just to smooth off, but that's now a good tight seal, and that's good and clamped against the camper. So I'm going to clean it up, and then I'll put a bead of Cycloflex around it, and I'll come back and we'll smooth it out, and that will be this side in. We just then got to put the gas strut back on. So that's a bead of Cycloflex around. I'm just going to use a damp finger, just go around and smooth it off, make sure there's no gaps. So all smoothed off. Then just going to use a cloth just to wipe off any surface excess. Again, if anybody's got an easy way to do this, let me know. It's the way I've always done silicon since doing plumbing with my dad. But as you can see, it's all nicely sealed. We know there's Cycloflex behind it, so water can't ingress into the camper. It's all clamped on the backside, so now it's a case of let that go off for half an hour or so and put the gas strut back on. So it's been about 3/4 of an hour that Cycloflex has had time to go off. It's still a bit tacky, it takes a good 24 hours, but it's fine to continue to the next step. So what we need to do is we need to put the gas strut back on. Now it does need compressing slightly, and the easiest way I found to do this is to put a ratchet strap all the way around it and crank it down to pull it in. There's no way you're going to push that in manually. You need something like a ratchet strap or a similar sort of way to do it. I found the ratchet strap works fine. Again, if you've got another way to do this, please comment. But I apologise, it's starting to get quite windy here. As you can see, it's not much, but we do need to crank it down a little bit. So I'm going to use my ratchet strap. Let's keep checking it a little bit more. Apologise for the camera work. So I'll come back to you once I've got this back on. Okay, so that's clipped back on. So now we just need to relieve tension off the ratchet strap. This is very tight, so I just need to prise it off. Loosen it off with a screwdriver. There we go. There we go. And need to fully undo that. So using the ratchet strap, we've got that nicely back onto our new squared up pivot arm. Now one thing I did do off camera, I forgot to film it, sorry, is I cleaned this out with some brake cleaner and popped in, dried it all out and put some new waterproof grease in there. It's like a bike grease, which is what I've used. It seems to work quite well, but I have put a little bit more grease in there because we cleaned all the old grease off. So now all that's left is to find the pin and to put the pin back in. So we're going to pop this pin back in. So it wants to go with the needle down. There's a little hole. Push that in, and all you do is flip it round, bump, and that is this side all done. And all we're going to do is repeat on the other side. There is a slight change to the other side. It was with the 2005. You have to cut a bit of this on the inside out because of the cross bar. I don't know whether it's the same on this 2018, but we'll find out when we go over there. So we're on the opposite side. It's exactly the same process. Take off the gas strut, same way we did before. Ignore this. This is something I've fitted. It's a external Wi-Fi antenna bracket, so you won't have this on your camper unless you've got something similar. I am going to have to cut a little bit out of mine to account for this. I should have, in hindsight, I should have put this on. I should have done this before I fitted that, but we needed it for a holiday. So the difference with this one is, if you look on the inside, you have to cut the washer round. Focus. You have to cut the washer round this piece of timber. Unfortunately, you can't get the washer in, so you have to. If I try to put one in, it's hard to see, but yeah, you can't. The washer needs to come off. You need to sort of cut this corner out in order to fit that. But just a hacksaw, and it's easy enough to cut. That is the only difference with this one. See if it'll. It's exactly the same process. So I'll set the camera up and quickly just sort of film it, but it is literally exactly the same. Okay, so that one's back on. This makes it still a little bit tacky. So put the pin in, so it's a case of now locked in place. So that one's on. Gas strut back on, and just on the inside, as you can see, it's cut round. Just had to take that corner off just to cut round. Had to take a corner off of that one as well, but like I say, you won't have to because this won't be there. Okay, so we're going to start on the back. So all I've done is just off camera, put the bed up vertical. As you can see, it's tied the same as the front to the centre. This time on the back, I just took it straight down and attached it to the pull-out bed. But that has got the bed pod nice and vertical. So for these, like I say, it's a lot easier. We can see the outside's easy to get to. The inside is right there. So same on both sides. You just need to remove that plastic cap. So these are pretty much straightforward. So I'll put the camera in time lapse and bring you back once I put this one on. But the same applies. We're going to take this side off by undoing that clip, and then we'll sort this one out, put this one back on, and then do the next side. Okay, so just like at the front, they've taken it off, cleaned it all up, and on the inside, you can see this old one has pulled right into the wall, so I'm going to try and get that out, but it is really tight in there. If I can't get it out, it is actually flush, so I might just leave that one in, but we'll see. I'll try and get it out anyway. But yeah, we are now ready to fit the new washers. Okay, so that's the last one off. I'm probably going to have to speed through this because we've just had one thunderstorm and it looks like another one's coming in. So I'm going to try and get these on before the rain comes back, and I'll catch up with you once they're on. But as you can see, it's going to be the exact same process on the inside as well. When I find it, oh, there you go. So I'm going to get these on before it rains and come back to you once they're on. Okay folks, so she's packed away for this evening. I'll be back tomorrow to do the back.
Welcome to Folding Camper Fixes. We'll sort your snaps and mend your glitches. No fuss, no frills, just honest work. Yorkshire style with a cheeky smirk.
Well, there you go then.